Asus K Computer Incorporated, usually referred to as Asus, and trading under that name, is a Taiwanese multinational computer hardware and electronics company headquartered in Beitou District, Taipei, Taiwan. Its products include desktops, laptops, netbooks, LED/LCD panels, mobile phones, networking equipment, monitors, motherboards, graphics cards, optical storage, multimedia products, servers, workstations, and tablet PCs. The company's slogan tagline was "Inspiring Innovation, Persistent Perfection," and is currently in search of incredible. Asus is the world's fifth largest PC vendor by 2013 unit sales. Asus appears in BusinessWeek unregistered trademark S InfoTech 100, and IZEA unregistered trademark S Top 10 IT Companies rankings, and it ranked first in the IT hardware category of the 2008 Taiwan Top 10 Global Brands survey with a total brand value of $1.3 billion. Asus has a primary listing on the Taiwan Stock Exchange and a secondary listing on the London Stock Exchange. Name: the name Asus originates from Pegasus, the winged horse of Greek mythology. Only the last four letters of the word were used in order to give the name a high position in alphabetical listings. History: Asus was founded in Taipei in 1989 by Th. Tung, Ted Hsu, Wayne Chie and M.T. Liao, all four having previously worked at Acer as computer engineers. At this time, Taiwan had yet to establish a leading position in the computer hardware business. Intel Corporation would supply any new processors to more established companies like IBM first, and Taiwanese companies would have to wait for approximately 6 months after IBM received their engineering prototypes. According to the legend, the company created a prototype for a motherboard using an Intel 486, but it had to do so without access to the actual processor. When Asus approached Intel to request a processor to test it, Intel itself had a problem with their motherboard. Asus solved Intel's problem and it turned out that Asus' own motherboard worked correctly without the need for further modification. Since then, Asus was receiving Intel engineering samples ahead of its competitors. In September 2005 Asus released the first PhysX accelerator card. In December 2005 Asus entered the LCD TV market with the TLW32001 model. In January 2006 Asus announced that it would cooperate with Lamborghini to develop the VX series. On March 9, 2006 Asus was confirmed as one of the manufacturers of the first Microsoft Origami models, together with Samsung and Founder Technology. On August 8, 2006 Asus announced a joint venture with Gigabyte Technology. On June 5, 2007 Asus announced the launch of the APC at Computex Taipei. On September 9, 2007 Asus indicated support for Blu-ray, announcing the release of a BD-ROM DVD writer PC drive, BC1205PT. Asus subsequently released several Blu-ray-based notebooks. In January 2008, Asus began a major restructuring of its operations, splitting into 3 independent companies, Asus, Pegatron, and Unihan Corporation. In the process of the restructuring, a highly criticized pension plan restructuring effectively zeroed out the existing pension balances. The company paid out all contributions previously made by employees. On December 9, 2008, the Open Handset Alliance announced that Asus had become one of 14 new members of the organization. These new members will either deploy compatible Android devices, contribute significant code to the Android open source project, or support the ecosystem through products and services that will accelerate the availability of Android-based devices. On June 1, 2010, Asus spun off Pegatron Corporation. In October 2010, Asus and Garmin announced that they would be ending their smartphone partnership as a result of Garmin deciding to exit the product category. The two companies had produced 6 Garmin Asus-branded smartphones over the prior 2 years. In December 2010, Asus launched the world's thinnest notebook, the Asus U36, with Intel processor voltage standard Intel Core i3 or i5 with a thickness of only 19 ohm. In January 2013, Asus officially ended production of its EA-PC series due to declining sales caused by consumers increasingly switching to tablets and ultrabooks. Operations. Asus has its headquarters in Beitou District, Taipei, Taiwan. As of 2009, Asus had manufacturing facilities in Taiwan, mainland China, Mexico and the Czech Republic. The Asus High-Tech Park, located in Suzhou, covers 540,000 am2. Asus operates around 50 service sites across 32 countries and has over 400 service partners worldwide. Products. Asus's products include laptops, tablet computers, desktop computers, mobile phones, personal digital assistants, servers, computer monitors, motherboards, graphics cards, sound cards, optical disk drives, computer networking devices, computer cases, computer components and computer cooling systems. EA line. Since its launch in October 2007, the EA-PC notebook has garnered numerous awards, including Forbes Asia Euro Unregistered Trademark S Product of the Year, Stuff Magazine Euro Unregistered Trademark S Gadget of the Year and Computer of the Year, NBC.com Euro Unregistered Trademark S Best Travel Gadget, Computer Shopper's Best Notebook of 2008, PC Pros Hardware of the Year, PC World's Best Notebook, and DIME Magazine Euro Unregistered Trademark S 2008 Trend Award winner. Asus subsequently added several products to its EA lineup, including EE Box PC, a compact netop, EA Top, an all-in-one touchscreen computer housed in an LCD monitor enclosure, EA Stick, a plug-and-play wireless controller for the PC platform that translates USERSA Euro Unregistered Trademark physical hand motions into corresponding movements on screen, EA Pad Transformer, is a tablet computer that runs the Android operating system, EA Pad Transformer Prime, the successor to the original Transformer. On March 6, 2009, Asus debuted its EA Box B202, which PCMAG saw as the desktop equivalent of the Asus EE-PC. N-Series. The N-Series are high-performance notebooks featuring up to Intel Core i7 processors, NVIDIA GT650M GTX 850M GPUs and audio by Bang & Olufsen. Essentio Series. Essentio is a line of desktop PCs. As of December 2011, the line consisted of the CG series, the CM series and the CS and CP Slimline series. Digital media receivers. Asus sells digital media receivers under the name Asus O. Play. GPS devices. Asus produces the A700T GPS device, which incorporates traffic message channel. Republic of Gamers. Republic of Gamers is a brand used by Asus since 2006, encompassing a range of computer hardware, personal computers, peripherals, and accessories oriented primarily toward PC gaming. Graphics cards. Asus released Wiri frame display drivers in 2001 that enabled players to use wallhacks, announcing the settings as special weapons that users could employ in multiplayer games. Sound cards. Asus released its first sound card, the Xoner DX, in February 2008. The Xoner DX was able to emulate the EAX 5.0 effects through the Asus GX software while also supporting OpenAL and ETS Connect. In July 2008, Asus launched the Xoner D1, which offered largely similar features to the Xoner DX but connected to the motherboard through the PCI interface instead of the PCI EX1 connection of the Xoner DX. Asus then released the Xoner HD AV 1.3, which was the first solution enabling lossless HD audio bit streaming to AV receivers. In May 2009, Asus launched the Essence Street Sound Card, targeted at high-end audiophiles, and featuring 124 dB SNR rating and precision audio clock tuning. In the same month, Asus refreshed the HDAV family by releasing the HDAV 1.3 Slim, a card targeted for HTPC users offering similar functionality to HDAV 1.3 but in a smaller form. During Computex 2010, Asus introduced its Xonic Sense, an audio bundle composed of the Xen sound card and a special edition of the Sennheiser PC350 headset. In August 2010, Asus released the Xona DG sound card targeted at budget buyers and offering 5.1 surround sound support, 105 dB SNR rating, support for Dolby headphone and GX 2.5 support for emulating EAX 5.0 technology. Tablets. A version of the Nexus 7, manufactured for and branded as Google, was announced on June 27, 2012 for release in July 2012. Asus has also been working with Microsoft in developing Windows 8 convertible tablets. In 2013, Asus revealed an Android-based tablet computer that, when attached to a keyboard, becomes a Windows 8 device, which it called the Transformer Book Trio. The keyboard can be attached to a third-party monitor, creating a desktop-like experience. Asus is also known for the following tablet computer lines: EAPad Transformer, EAPad Slider, EA-Slate, MemoPad 8, Asus VIVO PC line. Asus entered the box PC market with the Vivo PC line in November 2013. Asus VivoBooks come without a pre-installed Windows operating system. On October 23, 2013, Asus launched 2 models of VivoBooks in India. VIVO PC was initially announced with Intel Celeron processor-equipped VM40B model. But in India, the company released VIVO PC along with a new model called VC60, which is equipped by Intel Core series processors. Environmental record, Green Asus. In 2000, Asus officially launched Green Asus, a company-wide sustainable computing initiative overseen by a steering committee led by Johnny Shear, the chairman of Asus. Green Asus pursues what the company calls the 4 green home runs, namely, green design, green procurement, green manufacturing, and green service and marketing. Recognition. In 2006, Asus obtained IEC QHSPM certification for its headquarters and for all of its manufacturing sites. In 2007, Econ Research, an independent research institute specializing in corporate responsibility assessment, recognized Asus as a highly environmental-friendly company in the computers, peripherals and office electronics industry. In October 2008, Asus received 11 Electronic Product Environmental Assessment Tool Gold Awards for its products, including 4 of its N-series notebooks, namely the N10, N20, N50 and N80. In the following month, it received EU Flower certification for the same N-series notebooks at an award ceremony held in Prague. In December 2008, Detnosk Veritas conferred the World a Euro unregistered trademark's first EUP certification for portable notebooks on these machines. Recycling campaign. In April 2008, Asus launched its PC Recycling for a Brighter Future program in collaboration with Intel and with Tsanko, an enterprise company. The program collected more than 1,200 desktop computers, notebooks and CRT LCD monitors, refurbished them and donated them to 122 elementary and junior high schools, 5 Aboriginal communities and the Zuchi Stem Cell Center. Pirated software and dissemination of confidential data. In September 2008, PC Pro discovered through a reader that Asus had accidentally shipped laptops that contain cracked and pirated software. Both physical machines and recovery CDs contained confidential documents from Microsoft and other organizations, internal Asus documents, and sensitive personal information including CVs. At the time, an Asus spokesperson promised an investigation at quite a high level, but declined to comment on how the files got on the machines and recovery media. It was demonstrated that an unattended installation of Windows Vista could accidentally copy material from a flash drive with a parameter in the unattended XML file on the personal flash drive being used to script the installation. See also. References. External links, official website.